Well, hello. Yeah, just when I thought I was going to escape the traffic and the horns of Riyadh, I've walked straight in to the lawnmowers of Tyneside. So I've had to come up to the director's box just to make this recording a little more pleasant for you guys. So we haven't got the drum of the lawnmowers in the background. They're just behind me there. Straight out on the pitch after the today's friendly against Vallecano, getting the surface ready for Tuesday's game back here against Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, just a little quick video with reflections. Now, before we go any further, I'm getting good at this, so if you're watching this on YouTube, in the description section I'm going to post a link to my article which was in today's Daily Mail, reflecting on my week in Riyadh, you know, exploring the issue of sports washing over there, trying to get an audience and being unsuccessful with PIF, but nonetheless I went up to their PIF tower in the financial district and knocked on the door, so to speak. Yes, it details all of that. Also, you know, it reflects what is and what I found, you know, a real passion and fervour for Newcastle United in the Saudi capital. And it's a long read, so if you've got 10 minutes, go and click on the link below, as they say, and yeah, take it in. And you know, thank you for all the comments with regards to the article this morning on social media. A lot of them were very positive, and that's nice to hear. You know, I went there with a fairly open mind and very quickly realised that what I'd expected to see, it wasn't the case really. And by that I just mean in terms of the city itself and how welcoming and engaging the people were, and I hope the piece reflects that. Like I say, I've tried to take a middle ground with it, try to be balanced, and just report as a reporter what I saw and what I felt. I didn't really want to take any sides, and I realise it is such a multi-layered subject, you know, the issue of Newcastle United, Saudi ownership, everything else that goes with that, yeah, I tried to reflect as best I could anyway. And I hope if you do click on the link and have a read that you enjoy that, and it does bring you a little bit of insight that perhaps you didn't have previously, because I know certainly myself, by spending a week over there, I feel more educated now than I did beforehand, even if you would probably need to spend a whole year over there to get a full handle on, like I said, what is a really nuanced debate. And one thing I did come back thinking was, you know, all this talk around sports washing, I'll probably have to do a separate video on this to really go into it, but we probably do have to broaden the definition of that to really take in everything around Newcastle United. As I said, I use that word nuanced and you know, multi-layered. It's a deep subject, and one which does need exploring. We do need to ask questions about it, and a large thrust of the piece was the fact that PIF yet haven't on the record put themselves up in front of our guys to discuss what are a million different subjects we could explore with regards to their ownership of Newcastle United. But anyway, that will be for another day. Click on the link again, there you go. You know, that will take you through to the Daily Mail, and please have a read, and I hope you do enjoy it. So yeah, today's game, a 2-1 win for Newcastle United. Now listen, the big news to come out of this, and we've just spoken to Eddie Howe downstairs, is that it looks like Alexander Isak won't be available for the entirety of the Christmas period, probably into the new year. And Eddie was very guarded on the availability of Callum Wilson too. So guys, it looks like it could be a Chris Wood Christmas. Wood scored a very good penalty in the second half. Now if Harry Kane had taken the leaf out of Chris Wood's book and put it high into the net instead of over the crossbar, now Kieran Trippier and Nick Pope might not have been here today. Yeah, so surprised as well to see Pope and Trippier. They only returned to training a few days ago. Both started here today, both did well. Nick Pope made a great save early on. Kieran Trippier, as ever, was impressive too. So encouraging to see both of those back in the team. But Callum Wilson wasn't available, and afterwards when we spoke to Eddie Howe, he said that he's okay, but we don't want to give too much away. I think it might be a case of the fact that Callum hasn't, because of course he had this slight I think calf muscle injury over there in Qatar, didn't he? So I don't think his training load levels are perhaps where the other two are. So I wouldn't expect to see Callum Wilson against Bournemouth on Tuesday. Going into the Leicester game, well, we might know more from Eddie next week. But yeah, Alexander Isak now, there's no return date on him, and I flagged some concerns over in Saudi, didn't last week, that it was worrying from a Newcastle perspective, the fact that he wasn't out there training when we turned up to watch them on the first morning in Riyadh. Eddie Howe insisted then there'd be no setback, but you know, we come here a week, 10 days on, he's still not in the matchday squad, and Eddie's saying he won't be available for the game on Tuesday. And I put it to him, could it be that it's next year, you know, as in 2023, before we see Alexander Isak back in the Newcastle shirt? And Eddie said, yeah, that could well be the case. So when you're using phrases like no return date, it suggests that, you know, well, there is no return date. There you go. On the game itself, listen, it wasn't a classic. We didn't really expect it to be. A strange sort of field, playing what felt like a pre-season friendly in 2 degrees Celsius, but a crowd of 35,000 just captures, you know, the level of interest and enthusiasm there is at the moment for Newcastle on the back of 5 wins. Sean Longstaff scored an early goal, a good goal. Chris Wood got that second half penalty before Matt Target with a bit of a comical own goal there later on. And yeah, they did it. Listen, what I will say is they were better today than they were in Saudi. I thought when we saw them in Saudi, you could tell that they'd had that couple of weeks off. 1 or 2 looked stodgy and things weren't quite clicking. I thought they played a lot better today. Good performances. Sean Longstaff looked busy enough. St Max at maximum times going forward. And again, you know, come back to Kieran Trippier. So I think that was the big positive, to see those 2 England internationals, Pope and Trippier, in the team, given that how important they are for Newcastle. So yeah, this was only ever going to be a quick update. I should have waited 5 minutes actually, because the guys with the lawnmowers have disappeared, and it's lovely and quiet now inside St James's Park. So wherever you're watching, you know, Mail Plus, YouTube, Instagram, what you meant to say, subscribe, click, like, all the rest of it. Again, thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back here on Tuesday with another video after the Bournemouth game. Hope you're safe, hope you're well, take care. Thank you again, bye-bye.